Maddie, for sharing that insight. Please stay with us as we come back to you for our next discussion as well. Now we move on. Russian President Vladimir Putin has accused France of using the investigation into Russia-linked oil tanker as a political distraction from its own domestic challenges. President Putin has condemned the seizure of the tanker in neutral waters, calling it an act of piracy and insisting there was no military cargo on board. He suggested that the probe serves to divert public attention away from France's difficult internal political situation, further escalating tensions between Russia and Western nations over maritime disputes. Let's listen in.
Так ли это важно для Франции? Важно. Знаете почему? Исходя из внутриполитической тяжелой ситуации для правящей во Франции верхушки. Потому что у них нет никакого другого способа отвлечь внимание населения, граждан Франции, от сложных, трудно решаемых проблем внутри самой Французской Республики. И поэтому очень хочется перенести, как я уже сказал в своем выступлении, напряжение на внешний контур, возбудить какие-то другие силы, другие страны, в частности Россию, спровоцировать нас на какие-то активные действия и сказать французам: французы, ко мне, сплотитесь вокруг меня, я вас поведу к победе.
Now for this discussion, we're joined by our guest, Matti Zweig. He's a geopolitical expert, joins us live from Tel Aviv. Thank you, Matti, for staying with us. Now, in our previous discussion, you touched on upon European leaders using other wars or other nations' problems to distract their voters or to gain traction. What is your analysis about now President Putin's accusation that France is using this tactic about the Russia-linked oil tanker as a political distraction? What do you think?
Well, I think that the answer is yes, because not because I can agree or not agree with Putin, because if they did something that is wrong, I mean, some other government, in this case France, they have to prove it. They have not only to accuse, but to prove it. This is one thing. So it has some facts to prove this accusation. Let's do it. From the other side, the same as with the Israel-Gaza conflict, Macron is very under pressure. He has pressure in his case, very special pressure, because the ones that they are gaining from all this political situation are the extreme right and the extreme left. He's in the middle of this. He thinks he's going to lose the power, and he's using all international problems to cover his own political internal problems. This is very, very transparent, because if you have a position, an international position, as a country, it's very good that you say what you think. It doesn't matter if it's about Russia, Ukraine, or Israel-Gaza conflict, etc. But to use all kind of rumors to say, I think this or think that, it's better that he can prove it and not to let the other side only defend themselves in the way that Putin did.
Right. And what do you think, what does this accusation suggest about the tensions between Russia and EU nations now?
Well, the tension has been, in the last years, more and more growing all the time because of the Russian-Ukraine war. Russia is in a bad position now from the international point of view because they have attacked Ukraine. They have been proposed to do a ceasefire, even knowing that some of the territories that they have conquered, they're going to be like a sacrifice from the Ukrainian side to end this war, and they didn't do it. And they didn't do it because they are in a position that Trump is all the time threatening to them, but not really until now going back to the Biden's position of being with Europe 100% against Russia. And he thinks that if in this moment he can continue and gain more and more territories on the ground, he doesn't have to stop. In the frame of all this situation, he has always been accused of doing different kind of disinformation, hackers attacks on infrastructure, and in this case about the tanker, and all this, as it was 1.5 years ago or maybe more, about the cut of the cables under the sea and the Baltic. Also, all these accusations, the potential threat for him, and this is a consequence of this.
Right. With that, I would like to thank Matti Zweig for joining us and sharing that insight